Who would make the greatest ever Championship Legends team, a team known for its longevity in the second tier, which celebrates its 20th birthday this year? Well, to decide the team, our EFL editor Simeon Golan will be making the picks. Well, the criteria for this team, Sim, is players have to have a minimum of 200 Championship appearances and named in at least one Championship PFA Team of the Year awards. Who's going to be your goalkeeper, your long-serving goalkeeper?
Of course, it's a tricky thing picking a team like this because the nature of the Championship is the better you are, the quicker you get out of it, which is why we've gone for the legends of the game who might not necessarily be the 11 best players we've ever seen in this league, but in terms of this sort of legends, cult heroes, that kind of thing. We start in goal with Paddy Kenny, who of course played for Sheffield United, QPR Leeds in the Championship, among others. He won 2 promotions. He was a legend in all manners. I believe he still lives at the bottom of Neil Warnock's garden as well. He was such a big part of his teams in so many ways, and of course he was always such a great character in this league, and an underrated goalkeeper as well, because obviously he was such a presence and such a personality that people forget that he was actually also a very, very good stopper. If he wasn't, he wouldn't have won promotion twice. He wouldn't have kept being picked and kept playing and playing as many games as he did.
Yeah, that's a great pick in Paddy Kenny. Right, so then who makes your back four then of long-serving defenders?
I mean, it's as about long-serving as I possibly get. We'll start right back with Graham Alexander. Primarily played for Burnley, also had a lot of time at Preston as well, won 1 promotion, scored an unbelievable amount of penalties. Just the only name you could really put in that position in terms of right backs and longevity. Our centre-back partnership has to be Richard Keogh and Wes Morgan. Richard Keogh, of course, played for so long, mostly for Derby County. I think he played in about 12 different Championship seasons, never won promotion, so kind of makes him very appropriate for this team in many ways. Very much a stalwart of the Championship, and Wes Morgan, of course, went on to do such great things with Leicester City in the Premier League, but for years before then, he was a top-quality Championship centre-back for Nottingham Forest and Leicester City. Finished his career by lifting the FA Cup, which isn't too bad either, after winning the Premier League as well, of course. And then our left-back is potentially a lesser-known name compared to who we've spoken about so far, George Friend. Not the easiest position left-back, but, I mean, he was in the PFA team this season twice. He won promotion, played mostly for Middlesbrough throughout most of his Championship tenure. He was always a very, very, very solid option. Never really put a foot wrong. Fans' favourite wherever he was for reasons, because he always 100% commitment, which is exactly what you need in the second tier.
Yeah, I wonder how many headers those 4 defenders have made between them during Championship history. Right, moving on to the midfield. You've gone for a midfield 4, I believe?
I mean, this is Championship history, isn't it? So we have to go 4-4-2,
Absolutely.
don't we, realistically? Like, I'm still very old school in a lot of ways. We'll start on the right-hand side. Anthony Knockaert, a name I've probably been pronouncing wrong for about 10 years, but I'm going to go with it anyway. Promoted 3 times to 3 different sides. Possibly involved in one of the greatest moments in Championship history as well. Probably not for the reason he would have wanted to be. Of course, he missed a penalty that led to the Troy Deeney goal, which will always be remembered for. And for the season Brighton got promoted 2016-17, he was an exceptional player in that season. Of course, he got promoted as well with Fulham and Leicester City. In the centre, Oliver Norwood, again, promoted 3 times in 3 consecutive seasons with Brighton, Fulham, and then Sheffield United. Great set-piece taker, exactly what you want at that level. And then with him, Wes Hoolahan, mostly, of course, playing for Norwich City in the second tier. A little magician of player, promoted twice with the Canaries, of course. I mean, they love him over there. He's an absolute icon of the club, an absolute legend. And speaking of legends, there's no bigger legend than Peter Whittingham, the Championship GOAT, sadly missed, of course, as well. I mean, he was just unbelievable in this league. One season from the sort of the left of midfield, he scored 20 goals, which is just absolutely ridiculous. Brilliant set piece taker, brilliant left foot, just a brilliant player and a great guy. Very much missed by all fans of Cardiff City and the Championship, of course.
Yeah, sadly taken far too soon. I mean, this team is taking me down nostalgia roads. I guess that's going to be the same with the front 2, isn't it?
I mean, the strikers are probably the hardest ones to pick because there's just so many. Just the names I've gone for are Billy Sharp of Sheffield United fame, mostly, of course. He is the record Championship goal scorer in history. He scored 130 goals with 6 different clubs at that level. So, I mean, you have to put him in that team for that record alone. And alongside him, I've gone for Ross McCormack. I'm not sure how many would necessarily pick him, but just he played for so many teams in the Championship, and the amount of money that was spent on him, signed for over £10 million twice, and he never once played in the Premier League. I mean, for that reason alone, you just have to be in the Championship 11, don't you, of legends? And he was kind of a cult hero a lot of places, had an interesting reputation a lot of others, but at his best, for Fulham in particular, I think they probably saw him at his best. He was he was a special striker, and I still can't believe he didn't at least play one season in the Premier League. But for that reason, he's partnering Billy Sharp in my 4-4-2.
The manager to bring this team together. I mean, there's there's only one person. Am I right?
It's Mr. Championship. It's Neil Warnock. 3 promotions. Some miracle survivals as well. He's managed most of the teams in the league, if we're being honest. I mean, he claims he's retired at the moment as we record this. By the time it goes out, he could well be in charge of any other team in the Championship. Who knows, really? But I mean, it has to be him.
Yeah, an absolute legend. That is Neil Warnock. Well, those are the Championship legends who will be the next generation of second-tier icons. Just a reminder, you can watch every game from the Championship, League One and League Two from the opening weekend of the new season live on Sky Sports.